Welcome to the beautiful campus of Southern Methodist University for the Lone Star Alliance Division II semifinals between the Bears from Missouri State and the Roadrunners from UTSA. Hello, everyone. I'm Heckman Harrison, and joining me on Game On Sports on the field is Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford. And guys, it's LSA playoff time, and this morning we have two teams vying for an opportunity for a championship on Sunday.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a great matchup here on the Hilltop. You got Missouri State coming in with a deceptive 8-2, and really the loss to Duluth is the only real mark on their record. I mean, they lost to St. Thomas, and St. Thomas at Division II is just national magic. And you know, Missouri State's looking to make a long run and head back down to Round Rock again, like they did last year. UTSA comes in reeling off 3 or 4 wins here to finish off the season. How do you see it, Brian?
Well, it's going to be hard, I think, for anybody to keep Missouri State from winning a second consecutive Division II title here in the Lone Star Alliance. We'll see what portends. Of course, there's a reason you play the games, Jim Heckman, to see exactly who wins the crown. But I would think here in this particular matchup, Missouri State the clear favorite, but we'll see what kind of game the Roadrunners can give them here today at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Center.
And we have Caleb Griffin at the faceoff for the Roadrunners as action is set to start. A beautiful Saturday. No place you'd rather be, right? Saturday morning watching some lacrosse, championship lacrosse on the Lone Star, for the Lone Star Alliance on Game On Sports. And right away, that's Charlie Zola getting into the hub and trying to get the score up. I mean, you've been high on the Bears from the beginning, Jim.
Oh, these guys are studs. They're loaded down. They lead the league in hair. I mean, Kyle Hunter, man, he's got coiffure deluxe.
And leave it to Jim to be the one to award the hair design and hair. I mean, yeah, number 8 there, definitely Kyle Hunter with, you didn't think you'd have to worry about reading numbers here in men's lacrosse, but we're going to have trouble with the Hunter's number here today with that nice long ponytail.
Oh, he'll go Pepe Longstockings on you. He'll go single braid. He'll roll it out a dozen different ways.
Pepe Longstocking. We've already got a generational quote here from Jim, and I don't know if you were born past anywhere around the 70s mark. The only way you would know Pepe Longstocking. His play is underway here. It's 14:03 in the first, and so far no scores.
Yeah, I mean, Missouri State started off just like they always do. Faust wins ground balls. I mean, he's 60 ground balls. Most of those are off of the face-off X. He sweeps behind him. He pulls in, uses his wings a lot. They do a great job about disseminating the ball. They push it around. And right there, Heckma.
Easy work. You see that? Getting inside the hub, immediately topside and score as the Bears draw first blood. And that's Noah Ref with the score.
Yeah, Noah's he's a known commodity. You got to keep track of him, and there's nothing sneaky about him. Just does a great job. But they will go in. They'll go into the lanes and they'll create space. They'll drop a step back on you and open your defense up, and that's exactly what you saw there.
And as you alluded to, the Bears' last victory, I believe that was at Duluth. Last victory or defeat for them?
No, that was their loss at Duluth.
Yeah, that was Duluth. Sorry about that. And victory at Iowa State. Yeah,
I mean they it was one of those deals where they got into Duluth that day after a long road trip. They got off the bus and left their heads on it, and just didn't really have it together. And that's one of those things that'll kind of get you rolling. An unconsequential loss.
Right, and a victory, 15-6 over Iowa State on April 16th. So right now the Bears rolling at 8-2. Donnie Caron is the head coach for Missouri State. as they have drawn first blood here at SMU.
Yeah, and they'll swap up face-off guys. They trotted Ethan Carter out there. Ethan's from Abilene. Yeah, I don't even know where the heck they played lacrosse in Abilene. But
he found a way to get a stick and get playing, right?
I think they have him on for these tournaments so he can spot barbecue joints for him.
He could probably spot one from a mile away. As the rotation for the Bears working themselves to the middle of the field, and that's number 37, Zach Logan. They're working back from behind X with the guy that you've already mentioned with the best hair on the field. One of the guys, Kyle Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter got set up, goal line extended, just couldn't get his hips around and just dropped it right in on the goalie for UTSA. He obviously made light work of that.
Good rear check from a Roadrunner. I do believe that was Caleb Griffith with the rear check. And the Roadrunners try to advance, but that pass is going to go out of bounds. Possession back to Missouri State. Carson Ebert bringing the ball inbounds for the Bears. I wouldn't say a sloppy game played so far, but I tell you, UTSA hadn't spent much time on offense in this match. It's been all defense, it feels like.
Yeah.
How about that from about 15 yards out? Jacob Waddles. What a shot.
Yeah, I mean, Brown just could not at all catch up to it. I mean, it was high and just roll through, and he's not getting a good solid look. Missouri State, the Bears are just doing an excellent job of closing down lanes and using those body screens and getting those shots off. But if you're gonna be on defense the entire time, you're asking for a long day.
And another victory at the face-off for number 1, Austin Fowles. And finally, the Roadrunners with an opportunity on offense. They spent the majority of this morning playing defense. It's Riley Schmidt working in the middle of the field. Being defended by the Bears, Raymond Asa on the far side.
Yeah, UTSA has a strange mix of players rostered, partially from Texas, a lot of them from out of state.
Right now, it's just some sloppy passes. We're all kind of waking up, getting our coffee going, right?
Hey.
You've had a couple of cups already, JD. You're in rare form already.
I have.
I don't know how you're going to be around the 4th game. I'm waiting on that.
Oh, I may be rolling down like a pair of Kmart socks by then.
Another generational quote. I don't know if there are any Kmarts left in the world. My God. Pippi Longstocking and Kmart, guys.
It's right next to the last Blockbuster.
And that's a shot attempt on goal by Daniel Steckler.
Steckler, a Parish Episcopal product that you and Kyle Yeomans had coverage with him when you guys were doing the football there for Parish. And his sister, also Julia, now a senior at Parish, and she'll be joining here at SMU. Joining him at SMU here next year. One of the captains.
And for UTSA, their last loss was on March the 5th versus Air Force. And last victory was April 22nd to East Texas Baptist. They closed contest 14-12.
Yeah, they rolled off about 4, and albeit they were playing not the best opponents, but I mean the win's a win. You got to put them together.
And again, the Bears just so aggressive on offense, not really giving the Roadrunners much of an opportunity. Finally, with an opportunity to clear, not much of a ride. Well, I say not much of a ride as he runs into a triple team and a turnover. Looks like that's going to be possession back to the Bears. So far, cleanly played game. No violations or penalties so far.
No, both clubs are fairly disciplined. Missouri State's just extremely disciplined. UTSA, I think they kind of set the bear trap for you. They have a thin bench. They really don't want to have guys sitting in the penalty box.
And this is with the way that the weather is right now. You're talking about 57 degrees this morning in Dallas. You wouldn't think the weather would be much of an issue as far as attrition with these guys getting tired because of the heat.
No, not very unlike the conditions we had last year. Most definitely unseasonably cool for late April here in Dallas, Texas.
And that's a pass across the middle of the field. It's going to go out of bounds. Roadrunners now with an opportunity to advance. 8:54 here in the first. The Bears up by 2 scores. Working for the clears, number 2, Emmett Cheever.
Yeah, a lot of the opportunity UTSA is receiving is just really kind of unforced errors by Missouri State, sloppy passes, and just really not following through on stuff.
Yeah, sloppy play. And how about that? Your favorite low to high goal for number 8, Kyle Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter just sucked into the lane, got his man on a back pedal, created space, and just slid over and unable to catch up to it on that top corner on that low to high, as you mentioned, Heckman.
Ethan Carter at the X for the Bears. They've been doing a really good job, have the Bears switching out their Fogos. The same result, taking those face-offs. Big ground ball, but check at the last minute. I tell you what, these guys are. You're getting the feeling from the Bears that every ground ball they believe belongs to them. It's
it's far from 50-50. You might think it's 50-50. It's 75-25. You got to earn the rest.
Okay, trying to get back topside, and how about that? He's trying to get the pass from behind him to number 34, Jacob Watless.
Yeah, I mean, Donnelly does a great job about getting the ball pushed around and getting it to open players. And you saw that little over the back pass that he tried to set up and just errantly fell to the ground, unfortunately.
Sloppy passes so far, Jim, as you mentioned, from the Roadrunners. It's kind of been their Achilles heel here in this first quarter.
And right on cue.
And paying it forward as the Bears, as they give another gift back to the Roadrunners on that sloppy pass. Not everyone's had their coffee so far, Jim.
No.
Brian, so far, what have you witnessed in this game?
Well, the possession heavily in favor of Missouri State, about 80% possession for the Bears as they look to repeat here as Lone Star Alliance Division II champions. UTSA is still trying to find their feet. I mean, plenty of time to play. It's 6:35 remaining in the first quarter. And Jim, as we've talked about in games that we've covered, no lead is safe in lacrosse, although the Bears do look fairly strong here this morning at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Field.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum shift is going to be the telltale for them.
And just like that, Bears come away and advance. And again, these guys are so attack centric, not taking a lot of time to get their shot attempts on goal. And as you stated before, man, they are going after those ground balls as we have our first whistle. And I believe timeout call for Missouri State as they take a timeout on the field. We'll do the same here on the field and be right back as action resumes here on Game On Sports. I'd like to welcome you all to the Lone Star Alliance semifinals here in the beautiful campus of Southern Methodist University. Heckma Harrison alongside Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford. As the Bears back onto the field. And, you know, I think when we talked pregame about this matchup, and you kind of gave me the skinny on both of these squads, and you talked about the Bears, and obviously when you're looking at these schedules and you're looking at the way that these teams are getting their victories, you have no idea to grasp the type of team that they have. But, man, you were spot on Missouri State, because these guys are, again, attack-centric. But the way that they have gone after these ground balls, to me, Jim, has been the most important part of this whole game, because, look, they are not losing any of the ground ball wars here today at SMU.
No, they'll challenge you. If it's on the ground, they'll challenge you on it. I mean, really, the only, again, the errant passing has been kind of their downfall, but they haven't lost ground balls.
Another pass lost for UTSA. And that's exactly what the Roadrunners needed, was an interception. Emmett Cheever able to steal a possession for the Roadrunners, who I believe only has one shot attempt on goal so far here in the first quarter.
No, I mean, Tyler Cole came right down the lane, looked, just kind of gave it away on the look, and UTSA just popped up. Great defense on their part, and see if they can get some momentum under their wheels.
Trying to get a little bit of a rotation. If that was a pass or a shot attempt by Daniel Steckler, but either way, goes out of bounds. Possession will go back to the Bears.
Yeah, that was a pass down to Dang. He's on goal line extended. All he really had to do is get it in the stick and get his hips turned, and could have forced that goalie a little to the inside and popped it in. And unfortunately didn't work out for him, and they roll back right again on defense.
Boy, do we have a day planned here on Game On Sports. A ton of action coming from SMU, the LSA semifinals.
Yeah, as soon as you get a breather, there's another game.
Another game.
A lot of magic here on Game On.
This is Alex Zoth working the near side GLE. Guy that uses a lot of shampoo, Kyle Hunter. You know, I haven't had a hair conversation in a very long time, so
I don't ever have.
I'm usually out on the hair conversations altogether.
I had a couple of friction hat losses yesterday. I didn't have enough hair to keep it in.
Man, and getting back topside is Noah Ref. And how about, man, the way that he moved from behind X, getting back topside, there was no way that he could be stopped.
No, and he forced his man. He kind of came up that back seam, forced his man wide, and then went inside of him, kind of tippy-toed the crease and got wide, and really that was the only lane he had. Just great way to position his defender.
Neff's second goal here, or Ref's rather, second goal on the afternoon. One of 3 goal scorers for the Bears as they take a 4-0 lead.
And there he is again, taking another face-off. Is Austin Faust, man. Complete domination.
I mean, they're solid at the face-off. I mean, these guys get in there. They get the ball picked up. They push it down in the zone.
The guy with the air, and now with the hat trick, I believe, is Kyle Hunter. That's 2 for Kyle Hunter, so I'm getting ahead of myself. 3:18 here, and the Bears up by 5.
Yeah, Hunter, I mean, again, just right around the crease, just had to really kind of position his defender where he wanted and create that open space, and got the UTSA goalie kind of off mix.
That's when you're having it your way, when you can scoop it back without having to communicate that. And God already knows that you're going to be in position to take the face-off, as they do that there with Blake Seifert.
Yeah, Seifert just cut around the backside almost to the restrain, and ball was right there where he needed it.
Colton Daniel with the ball in the middle of the field, getting the pass out to number 7, Andrew Tipton. Bringing the ball inbounds for the Bears is number 8, Kyle Hunter, who scored the last goal, his second of this contest. This officiating crew was the same one that I had an opportunity to be on the call with the TCU-SMU double overtime game last Sunday in Fort Worth. And boy, you talk about a game that SMU pulled it out and eliminated the Horned Frogs.
Well, and that, I mean, as that thing plays out, you're gonna see on this D1, nice shot right on stick. But as you see, on the D1, I mean, everything's a known at this point. I mean, the season's played out, and we're going to have a lot of opportunity to watch these guys on the D1 level. Just really kind of see how the matchups occur and see what they have to play.
Blake Donnelly with a pass from behind X to Colton Daniel. Colton Daniel with the shot attempt. It's saved by UTSA, as UTSA takes their first timeout here with 1:59 in the first quarter. So far, everything going the way of Missouri. Wish there was more to diagnose on the side for UTSA, but it's been complete domination by Missouri State.
Well, I mean, UTSA has stepped up in fits and starts. I mean, they've had some great steals, some great lanes. They're playing good on their heels. Their off-ball defense has been good and created opportunity. It just hasn't materialized when they get it pushed down into the offensive strike zone.
As I heard Brian alluding to earlier, no lead is safe in lacrosse, but right now there's no resistance being given from the Roadrunners, Brian, and it doesn't look like, unless they find their offense, or at least their passing, man, this is going to be a runaway for Missouri State.
Well, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why Coach Matthew Lundy called timeout here, with 1:59 remaining in our first period. He wants to try to get these guys back on track. And UT San Antonio, with a roster half the size of Missouri State, with a full team on the field. I mean, as you can see there on the video, they only have 3 people on the sideline. So, he's probably just imploring his team to stay in this, stick their head in there, get busy, play some lacrosse. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me here if we see the Roadrunners come out and get a little bit more aggressive, probably a harder ride, and put a couple of good hits on these Missouri State players, see if they can get the Roadrunner team fired up here in the waning stages of period number 1.
Coach Brian Shackelford
trying,
letting us know how to get back in this contest, because I tell you, it has been all Missouri State as they bring the ball inbounds on the far side. And
well, that's what I would suggest, Jim, as well. I mean, don't they need to wake somebody up on this team?
You got to get guys fired up, and as you mentioned with the thin bench, you're really working. I mean, yeah, you got 10 guys on the field, 3 on the bench. You're good, but that doesn't do you any good. I mean, long term, you need at least double that.
Man, right there, Colton Daniel standing at the near side crease with an easy shot that whizzes right across the ear of the goalie for the Roadrunners, and just like that, up by 6, 1:40 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they had to get Daniel. Daniel, that ball side to side moves that goalie, and if he's not having any defensive support, Colton Daniel standing out there just basically uncontested, waiting on that slide, and these slides are coming late, and there's just really no way to stop the hemorrhaging on the defensive side if you're UTSA.
And the Bears take another face-off.
Yeah, and a very nice pass on that to Daniel from Zach Logan. Logan drawing 3 defenders just on the far side of goal, comes back across the front of the crease to a wide open Daniel, and just inside the left shoulder of the goalie for the 6th goal of the match for the Bears.
Well, sometimes it's just an embarrassment of riches. It just looks too easy right now as Kyle Hunter brings the ball inbounds for the Bears. And it's that rotation. The Roadrunners have stayed in more of a zone look, collapsing around the crease, and it just hadn't helped them.
Yeah, and again, another ground ball loose, and really nothing contested by UTSA. They're cuddled up in those shooting lanes, and they're really not contesting the perimeter, and that's given Missouri State an advantage that they can just basically set up whatever they want.
Scheme-wise, would you say would obviously just bringing that defense out a little bit further would probably work for the Roadrunners?
I think it's a sacrifice that you're going to make, that you open those lanes up, and I think you just play in tight and try to rally the troops and see what you can get, see if you can get something on the board and get something started.
And finally, a clear for the Roadrunners and a shot attempt. That's by Emmett Cheever. And just like that, one shot and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, Wood read it all the way off, just got cuddled up on the near side pipe and just, shut that lane down.
How about that? Just Blake Donnelly trying to just scoop it out. Is at the end of the first quarter. Missouri State up by 6 over the Roadrunners from UTSA. Ekman Harrison alongside Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford. As they take a break for the first quarter, we'll do the same and be right back for the beginning of the second here on Game On
We've done
Sports.
both new and pre-owned. It's the same experience. It's everything's the same. They make it too easy to even think about going anywhere else.
Discover our wide variety of pre-owned vehicles at Sewell.com today.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Back in action here at Southern Methodist University for the LSA semifinals. Ekman Harrison alongside Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford. And so far, guys, that first quarter, if there's any indication of the way that the rest, these other 3 quarters are going to go, UTSA is going to be in for a ride.
Yeah, I mean, UTSA's got to bow their back and get some traction, and at least, they're playing okay on defense. They got to get the ball into the offensive zone. A sustained possession, a quick strike, something's got to happen for them to get them off their heels.
And believe me, it's starting for the faceoff because they are just stealing all of these possessions. It's just been 100% win rate at the faceoff.
Yeah, I mean, and you're just rolling back. I mean, you're just basically hitting Seaford on the cross on that backside of the face-off zone, and these guys are rolling right down into the offensive attack.
Defense definitely not helping these guys. And we talked about the numbers that they have 3 guys over there on the sideline. And, man, hopefully these guys are defenders because these guys on the defense right now have been getting worn out.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, I mean, in a Division II and Division III, typically what you're going to find is rosters more like what UTSA has. You don't find a Missouri State where they're stacked up and they have the second string guys as good as the first string on a face-off. That's not typically what you find at this level.
And the Roadrunners with a little bit of defense there, but as I mentioned, just like that, Marshall Swope comes right in and scores.
Yeah, and Swope, I mean, just had nobody on him. Just stepped right into his shot and just put it up high. And I hate to see a guy in the cage on suicide watch, but maybe that's what's going to happen with UTSA because they got to relieve some pressure from their defense.
And I'm sorry, just the comfort level that Swope took that shot with no defender around, no one on his stick at all, and they're just like that. The Bears on the move, and that's a shot attempt on goal. Possession will stay with the Bears.
Yeah, and a solid save. I mean, that was right on the goalie. He stood up, took it off his hand, and popped the thing wide. But of course, they don't get possession.
So far, the Bears dominating here, now up by 7, 13-22 in the second quarter. And the Roadrunners just kind of staying with the same defense as before, having to do a better job on the slide.
Well, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty non-existent. They're really not. There's not much shift there at all. They're cuddled up in these lanes, and just allowing Missouri State to have the perimeter.
Derek Suter with the shot attempt for the Bears. They bring the ball back inbounds. Play resumes. How about that? Roadrunners goalie having a little success here.
Yeah, I mean, and then on the clear, it's rolling around again. They give up possession, so that's very tough for a goalie to have to experience that.
A lot of good news, bad news scenarios happening all at once right now for UTSA. So far, Missouri State with the rotation. Again, we've seen them on offense, boy, when they get going and their design, man, they are absolutely lethal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and again, they're going back to work on the perimeter. When you can shoot like that, okay, well, I'll pass it around on the perimeter and take that 20-foot shot.
Carson Ebert with the goal. And really, and that's the thing about them, they're not milking a lot of time off the shot clock at all. They hadn't even been close to any shot clock violations here.
No. They attack on offense. It's an attacking. They are an aggressive club that knows that their success is through continued possession, maintaining possession, winning possession.
And Ebert on the board, the 6th different goal scorer already for Missouri State, with 11:37 remaining in the first half here at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Center. So it looks like they're going to spread the ball around quite a bit this afternoon. Heck, they've got 6 different guys already on the board in the scorebook today for the Bears.
Talk about efficiency. As far as their scoring is concerned, I love the way that the Bears are moving right now. And I don't want to get a false impression of this team, maybe because of the way that UTSA is playing defense right now. But, man, these guys are, where have you been all my life is what I want to say. Because this is explosive. And the way that they're playing and how efficient they are on offense, man, it is, I'm loving this.
Well, and they're deserving of their sixth, the national D2 sixth ranking. They are deserving of that.
Look at that. Inside, working like clockwork. And just like that, number 49.
Yeah, I mean, just right down the lane. All he had to do is just turn. He's really just already loaded up for his shot.
Derek Suter with the goal for the Bears. And just like that, 10:52. The score: Missouri State 9, UTSA 0.
Yeah, and Derek Suter, one of two teammates here on the Bears, product of Francis L. High School in Chesterfield, Missouri. And Missouri, the state of Missouri, very heavily represented on this Missouri State roster.
Oh, Jim, I was about to just yell out UTSA won a face-off. I'm glad I held that back. No, they do. They take the face-off.
They got possession.
They got possession, yes.
Possession on the procedure call. Take it how you can get it.
Absolutely. Lincoln Dodd on the far side for the Roadrunners. The pass back across X to Riley Smith. Sorry about that, partner.
Yeah, and back to what Missouri State does. I mean, they're gonna push you outside, make you make long passes, make you make long drives into the goal.
55 seconds here on the shot clock for UTSA. It's spending some time on offense with a few shot attempts.
Yeah, solid shot from UTSA. I mean, you gotta like the fact that they're just flat unloading it that quickly. But
Eric Steckler trying to earn this loose ball back, and we get a holding penalty, and possession is going to stay with the Roadrunners. Again, no penalties so far. No one's had to go to the sin bin. Another shot attempt that goes over the top of the cage.
Yeah, I mean, he had his feet set, just turned his hips, kind of choked it off a little bit, driving it down in. Still a shot, but, one you'd like to have back because he certainly had a lane to work in.
The Bears with an opportunity to play defense, and that's a pass that goes out of bounds, and just like that, the Bears are back on offense.
Yeah, Cullenberger was set up just kind of a charge, kind of a charging pass, and didn't really get his feet going. Just a little too far led, and thing rolls out on him, and just like that, your offensive possession's done.
Alex Zoth able to secure the clear for the Bears. Not a lot on the ride there for the Roadrunners. And setting up the rotation for the Bears as Roadrunners trying to extend the defense out just a smidge. But another shot attempt on goal by number 17, Alex Zoth.
Yeah, Zoth just really didn't get his hands loose. Still was in on his man, didn't get his hands loose, and just that thing kind of coasted a little over the top bar.
As you see the Bears always with someone in and around the crease when they're back behind X. Really sneaky good that way as the nets are continuing to blow. How about that? Boy, that's Andrew Tipton, I believe. That's number 7 from outside, man. And that, what a laser shot.
Just had his feet set, nobody on him, and just wide open lane, and just popped it in the back of the pipe.
Yeah, a kid at 5'10", 160, he was able to put quite a bit of mustard on that one and billows the net for the 10th goal here for Missouri State with just under 8.5 to play in quarter number 2.
And same result. Another win at the face-off for the Bears. Fouls in close. Shot attempt that goes left of the pipe.
And heck, on a shot like that with your face-off guy going down on that wind going down, you have it's the best of all worlds. You're going to get a shot. You have a good opportunity. You have momentum going in. But for sure, you can take that additional time to set your offense, and you're not having to swap guys in and out on the fly as you'll typically have to do with a face-off specialist.
The rotation, and these guys are taking their shots now from about 15 yards out. And a bit of a scrum there on the doorstep, and the Bears still able to come away with the possession. 28 seconds now on the shot clock. 7:29 left in the half.
And this possession here will be the first time the Bears have allowed the shot clock to get under 20 in this semifinal matchup this morning here at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Center.
Again, attack-centric offensively, and as you just stated, Brian, they have just been getting up those shots quickly, resetting that shot clock. And how about that? One of the first errant passes that we've seen. Oh, wow. How about that from UTSA? An early Christmas gift.
I tell you what, good heads-up play on the ground ball with the long stick coming in, realizing the goalie was out playing up. Just really unfortunate for Missouri State to give up that goal, but hats off to UTSA to kind of right the ship.
No, a fantastic play right there by the long stick midi, Patrick Zertuche. Zertuche saw that the goalkeeper, Thomas Wood, way out of goal for the Bears, and floats one up in the air with that nice long stick, pops it in the goal, and now the goose egg gone for UTSA, a 10-1 score as we play with 7 minutes to go in the half.
Thomas Wood has had a really easy day in morning so far.
And you just saw him asleep at the switch on that last goal.
Right.
That away came up pretty quickly.
Well, it wasn't like he's out there in a coffee clutch. I mean, that's how it's set up to spread that defense with them on the line, on that ball going back.
Yeah. And working their way inside for another score. Colton Daniel standing on the doorstep. It doesn't get any easier than that, getting the ground ball and score.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up the ball right on the crease, ran away, got his defender opened up, and just turned his hips and shot. Knew the lane was open, and just great intuitive offense.
And Daniel now the third Missouri State Bear with 2 goals in the match. No one with a hat trick yet with 6:35 to play before halftime. But 3 of the Bears players on the doorstep with 2 goals in this match. And now I believe that should be 11-1 lead for Missouri State.
I got my money on Kyle Hunter. Got my money on Hunter. The guy with hair.
I tell you what, man. I mean, I'd adopt it. I would.
And then ask him for a hair transplant?
Maybe. Maybe.
6:20 left in the first half, and we're contemplating hair transplants.
Wow.
Tough room. It's a tough room.
It's going to be a long day if that's where we're at.
Right.
Bears up by 10. And everything going their way. And look at that, just working their way back inside. And Blake Donnelly. How many is that for Blake, Brian?
That's his first goal of the game.
That's his first, okay.
But, I mean, right there, the equivalent of a one-timer in hockey. That ball was in his cross for maybe half a second, takes that right out of the air. A nice pass from X and puts it right over the left shoulder of the goalkeeper, number 42 for UTSA. And now it looks like the coach of the Roadrunners is going to spend his second time out of the half here with just under 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Everything going the way of Missouri State. The Bears are completely dominating here in the first half at SMU for the LSA Division II semifinals. They take a break. We're going to do the same and be right back as play resumes. Missouri State 12, UTSA 1. Heckman Harrison alongside Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford for the LSA Division II semifinals here at Southern Methodist University. And so far, again, guys, I'm starting to sound like a broken record as I say how dominating Missouri State has been here in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, they have executed. I mean, we've seen some sloppy play on the passing front. They are very dominant at on ground balls, playing very wonderful attacking defense, and just doing what they do.
And there is a heavy Missouri State contingent here today, up early in the morning to support the Bears. Plenty of Roadrunners here as well.
A very nice crowd here this morning at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Field. And the overcast sky is trying to give way here to a little bit of sunshine, but full stands here on the home side, as that's the only side we have the stands on, as you can see there on the screen. A nice big fence walling off Central Expressway from the visitor side, or the other side of the field, that they use for the gate and the players coming in here for today's semifinal matchup. But a great crowd here today for these LSA Division II semifinals.
How about that shot attempt that goes over the top of the cage? But you're right, man. This is it's going to be all day action here, and so please make sure to like and subscribe to Game On Sports. Well, all of your LSA championship lacrosse will be here all weekend, giving you every goal. Game On Sports. The crew was out here bright and early to get everything set up, man. Major dedication from the crew at Game On Sports, and Fred Garner's out here taking out the trash early,
Chief cook and bottle washer.
Does it all, right?
You bet.
Well, the only way to make sure you get it all done is to do it yourself, and that's why we like working for the man. He gets it done.
4:21 here left in the first half. And the Roadrunners, again, rotating the ball. But at this point, do you put your foot on the gas and just say, guys, we have to get after it?
Well, you need a clean shot to take. I mean, and they're,
There's your shot right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a nice open look there by number 20, just over the top of the net. But a very aggressive ride by the Bears. And it's been, as you mentioned, Jim, it's been tough for the Roadrunners to get open shots this afternoon. We're here this morning in the semifinal.
Brandon Cornell with the shot for the Roadrunners. How about that slick rear check? Brings that ball right off the head. And that's Raymond Issa.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Roadrunners, it just really, resulted in an extended offensive possession that they had to kind of resettle.
Another shot attempt by Steckler. Missouri State there at the end line to steal the possession, and just like that, back on the move as the Roadrunners have some opportunity.
What do we have? 2 balls to play? No, I thought the goalie brought in from the end line. Very deceptive, the 2-ball play.
About that for the long pass on the clear for the Bears. Crisp passing, all in this first half, and that's been the difference. The face-off and the passes, as they have completely dominated the X and stolen those possessions. 2:58 left here in the first half.
Well, I mean, that makes for a long day if you're playing on your heels on the attack every time. You know, if you can't win a face-off.
Carson Ebert from the far side with the shot. Sorry about that, JD.
Yeah, it just makes it very difficult.
That on-the-move pass from behind X, and another one of those passes that goes out of bounds for the Bears, and UTSA able to steal a possession.
Yeah, and they'll roll in here, right inside the, end line or the sideline to open up. Probably will not get much pressure from Missouri State, but really need to set up and get the right shot as quick as they can.
I've seen so far, Steckler is the guy that really kind of facilitates everything, and the shot and score from Steckler from about 10 yards out. And I was going to give him credit for being the point guard of this offense, and just like that, man, he cashes in at 2:17. And now the Roadrunners have put 2 scores on the board.
Yeah, and I mean he popped it. He used every square inch of the 6x6 frame. Used that top corner and just rolled that thing in. Hopefully they can get some momentum from that.
And working for the face-off are the Roadrunners. And ground ball war won again, and working in close, and that's a save at point blank range for the Roadrunners. Boy, we hadn't had many of those saves in this match, but that is a good job.
Dillon's on there, number 36 for the Bears, on the verge of a crease violation. I mean, he was right on top of the Roadrunner goalkeeper, and a nice save there with the big net for the Roadrunners.
And Brian, he knew it too, because he was on his tiptoes as he was attempting that shot.
Diving through the air, most definitely, so he didn't put any foot down inside that crease.
And he built on that momentum. Just had another nice kick save to keep the ball in play for UTSA. So he's kind of feeling that energy and getting the thing going again. And then they roll down, take that midfield shot, and try to build on that momentum from the goalie being out.
I don't think that UTSA was close to a failure to advance, but that was about a 40-yard shot.
Well, I mean, if you're in the, you're sitting here down 12-2, if you see an open shot, you need to take it.
And right there, Patrick Zertuche tried to take another one from the defensive side of midfield, but luckily the goalkeeper close enough. Thomas Wood able to stick his net out and grab that. But had that gone in, I mean, that would have been a goal for Zertuche from 65 yards out.
It just didn't have enough mustard on it.
No.
Didn't get enough leverage on it.
No, had he put another couple of miles per hour on that, it would have gotten past Wood and would have been his second goal of the match.
Zertuche would have been the first college player to go pro on the field. And that's the Bears with another score.
And there's the hat trick for Noah Ref.
Oh, man. That's why I don't bet.
Yeah, nice spin move there on the far side. Goal line extended. And Neff bounces that into the net for his third goal of the match, making the score 13-2 in favor of Missouri State here in the waning seconds of period number 2.
Ethan Carter completely dominating this morning at the faceoff. Wanting to see if possibly the Roadrunners could get a win at the X, and they do. How about that first one?
You called him. No, you called him out. That's their third face-off win for the Roadrunners.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Third one for today?
Well,
I'm sure they'll take it.
Second straight-out win, and then they received one on a foul and procedure foul from Missouri State. And now another chance for the Bears.
Long pass and shot attempt by Colton Daniel, and save as the first half comes to an end. So far, Missouri State up by 11, score 13-2. And JD, you got to tell me, man, if you're going into the half trying to get these guys riled up, no lead is safe. We've seen stranger things happen in situations like this. What do you think that the Roadrunners need to do?
I mean, again, they need a lengthy possession. They need to be able to open up their defense, get the slide working, shut the Missouri State offense down, or at least get them thinking. Right now, Missouri State's just kind of running amok on the offensive zone, but they got to get them thinking. But they need to get, they need to start popping the net and taking quality shots and have sustained possession and dominance on the offensive side. And I mean, with a short bench, it's an uphill climb.
Brian, you think about Missouri State and the way that they're playing right now. This is a team that is primed for a championship. I mean, obviously with them being up by 11 scores, everything going their way and clicking on all cylinders.
Indeed. I mean, they are just firing on all cylinders here in the first half. I mean, 13 goals on the board, 9 different goal scorers for the Bears, and things are really looking their way, where we may get into a situation with a running clock here in the second half of this Division II semifinal.
A running clock in the second half. I'm going to wish for the Roadrunners to come out of the half juiced and ready to go, ready to put some pressure on these guys on defense, because it is championship time here in Dallas, Texas for the LSA Division II semifinals. As they take a break for the half, we'll do the same and be right back as play resumes for the beginning of the third quarter here on Game On Sports.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Sewell is definitely a part of my family. Everyone, just has this great smile that we are happy to see you. We're so glad you're here. They really care about people, and that's not something you find at every dealership. I love to leave a dealership feeling peaceful, and I've never experienced that until Sewell. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Buick GMC.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
Three more? All right, I got you.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Sewell is definitely a part of my family. Everyone, just has this great smile that we are happy to see you. We're so glad you're here. They really care about people, and that's not something you find at every dealership. I love to leave a dealership feeling peaceful, and I've never experienced that until Sewell. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Buick GMC.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
Back for the beginning of the second half, and major announcement I guess we need to make here. Our rosters and all the information that we have, we've been giving a lot of credit to the Mustangs from Southern Methodist University, their team. Obviously, number 91 for the Roadrunners is Ian Hinkie, who scored, and also their goalie, number 42, Ian Martinez. So want to make sure we want to give credit where credit is due.
Hey, give the love where it deserves.
You got to give the love where it is deserved and not make those errors. So I thank these guys for the heads up, making sure that we get things together. But, hey, I tell you what, the Roadrunners definitely have to make the connection themselves and get back in this game it's going to be a complete offensive onslaught by the Roadrunners if they are able to pull out a victory here.
Yeah, I mean, no lead is safe, and you got to get busy, and you got to get busy early. But you got to get you got to establish yourself on the defensive zone if you're UTSA, and you got to start attacking the goal and take quality shots. You can't be just rummaging around in the trash bin looking to waste the clock away. You got to make stuff work for you, and they have the tools. They are a little thin, but they got the tools. They got to create the right opportunities.
So Douglas Macon at the face-off for the Roadrunners. Again, Austin Faust with another victory, and the guy with the hair that I bet on for the hat trick finally gets it done, and that's Kyle Hunter. Man, not even 9 seconds off of the clock, and just like that, the Bears score again.
Yeah, I mean they're not wasting any time, and you know they are. I mean they're playing. They're obviously playing this game because they're in here against UTSA, but they're attacking globally here. They are trying to get things right for the tournament.
And firing on all cylinders, as we talked about at the end of the first half, and an errant pass from the Bears is going to give the Roadrunners an opportunity on offense. Not many opportunities for the Roadrunners in that first half, but they have got to change their fortune here if they want to advance.
You know, and you're seeing the squad that's up 12 that's doubling the ball on transition. I mean, you know, Missouri State's they're here to win this thing.
You see Colesmansberger's working behind the X for the Roadrunners, trying to get back topside. Finds a man and just not able to handle the pass.
Right, just a little short-handed on that thing. You know, that one-timer kind of got extended and dribbled it around, but fortunately they were able to maintain possession.
And that was Wardlow that was standing on the doorstep but not able to do anything with it. And that's another shot attempt by number 91, Ian Hinkie.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, like we were talking about, good quality possession, quality shots.
How about that for the rear check? And off of the foot of the goalie. Boy, he extended all the way out to get that save.
Yeah, I mean, he was cuddled up on that inside pipe. It's kind of where he knew the shot was going to be, and just had to stretch out there to get it, and did a great job of covering a lot of ground on that 6x6 box.
That's Thomas Wood. He hadn't had a lot of shots and attempts at him today, and so good to see the Roadrunners trying to get some shot attempts on goal.
Well, a nice save there by Wood, the 6 foot 175-pound sophomore from Hickman High School in Columbia, Missouri. That one right at the base of his right foot and able to stick the big net down there and make the save for the Bears. And only 2 goals here on the afternoon against Wood, leading to the dominance here by Missouri State in this first semifinal in Division II.
Bears again setting up their offense. Very meticulous, but they don't take a lot of time off of the shot clock. Let's see if they do here in the second half with a comfortable lead up by 12.
Well, I'm sure it's in the back of their minds as well, Heckma. They want to try to possibly get this clock running because they know now that they look likely to advance to tomorrow's championship game, and the more rest they get, the better it is.
Man, look at that. How beautiful was that? Noah Ref getting back topside, and that's 4 goals on the morning for Ref. And he comes from back behind X, gets topside, takes the pass, and just laser shots that thing immediately as soon as it touched the head of his stick.
Yeah, and just really got a lot of momentum unaccounted for. Was able to come up unchecked and unnoticed. For the most part, just had a lot of, until he got goal line extended, really didn't have much pressure on him.
Bears again taking the face-off. Another opportunity on offense. Substitutions being made by the Bears. 11:23 here in the third, and I like what you brought up, Brian. They have an opportunity if they are able to get a running clock to get as much rest as possible, being that they are the headline. The first game here played at SMU.
Yeah, one of the advantages of being the first semifinal, if you can take care of business quickly and get to the barn, you're going to get 2 or 3 more hours rest than your opponent, and they will face off against the winner of the next semifinal that we'll have right here on Game On Sports. That face-off at 1 p.m. between the Baylor Bears and the Tulane Green Wave. The Green Wave were the opponent last year for Missouri State in the Division II championship game right here at SMU. And the Bears doing their part to set up a rematch tomorrow at high noon right here at Crum Lacrosse Field.
10:37 in the third. And setting up the rotation, waiting on the Roadrunners to bring that defense out a little bit to stop these guys. They've collapsed that zone in close and around that crease, and it hadn't helped them at all.
No, not at all. I mean, it hasn't. It's kind of deterred lanes, but Missouri State's having an answer to it, and you know, the perimeter game is really giving them fits and giving a lot of opportunity to Missouri State. But really, all you need is a little bit of confidence to play a little more open up in the defensive end.
Noah Ref working from behind the X for the Bears. Again, they do this rotation probably like 2 or 3 times, and just like that, they're able to get a guy inside of the crease, a shooter right in close for the shot. Ricochets off of a Roadrunner as they try to get something going on offense. And how about that, guys? A flag.
First one of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, not only has this been an easy game for the Bears so far with 9:23 to play in the third quarter, up until this point, it's been a very easy game for the referee crew as well. And the officiating crew here in the second semifinal at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Field. Your referee this afternoon or this morning, Kyle Swartz. The umpire, Donovan Stamps, and our field judge today, Ivan Isaac.
The legendary.
Yes, I forgot. No, that is in his contract.
The legendary
Ivan Isaac.
He needs like a cape or something, like James Brown used to kick it.
He should.
Don't recommend that, okay?
No, he had the cowboy hats.
The cowboy hat is that's his staple, right? When you see that cowboy hat coming to a stadium, you know who he is. But a cape, that would be too much.
And he brings a case for the cowboy hat to put it in while he wears the umpire ball cap for lacrosse.
Wow. Look at that shot from about 10 yards out by the real number 91, Ian Hinkie.
Hinkie blistered that thing down low.
That's who we're going to call him, the real 91.
The real 91.
They're calling him Steckler for the whole first half. Sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself. You know?
I was just about to ask Brian, does he not have a case for his 10X Resistol? I mean,
yeah, he does. See it over there.
I was going to ask you if you didn't have one around your house.
Oh no, I
okay.
I don't own a cowboy hat.
Okay, you should have one or 2 or 4.
Right.
You should have one for the spring.
And the Bears on a roll. Still 8:55 here in the third. So Roadrunners get a score.
We're going to let that one go.
Yeah.
I guess it was inadvertent.
Well, that might be something then we can get for a little bit of a entertainment value here in between games. We'll see if we can interview Mr. Isaac and his cowboy hat, because I'm sure we might see him tomorrow in one of the championship games here at SMU.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no question. He'll be here. And that's a shot attempt that is right of the cage. Possession stays with the Bears. Temperature staying right around the 50s. Not much of a breeze. Well, the breeze is starting to pick up here.
I'll take it with the sun.
Yeah, that overcast is really saving us. How about, I mean, the weather is just, Mother Nature may be confused right now. This is April in Texas.
Late April.
Yeah, and it's in the 50s.
Exactly. If another reason why you're probably not a betting man, Heckma, because if I'd said on April 29th it was going to be 58 degrees at 11:15 in the morning in Dallas, Texas, you would have told me I was out of my mind.
Absolutely. And again, another score, 7:52 for the Bears. and just making it look way, way too easy here in this Division II semifinal.
And with the tally there, Marshall Swope, he puts his second goal on the scoreboard for Missouri State.
And so far, I believe, Brian, you said it was 6 different Bears that have scored so far. Here's at 7.
No, that's 9 now.
That's 9 now.
Yeah, they had 9 different goal scorers in the first half, and all of the goals, all 3 goals they've put on the board here in this third quarter have been repeat goals. 2 of them for Noah Reff, and the second goal of the match there for number 11, Marshall Swope, the 6'4", 200-pound midfielder out of St. Charles, Missouri.
The ground ball there from Blake Seifert. Another win at the faceoff for the Bears.
I mean, the logic to the offense is you pass and you shoot, and if you look at these guys' point totals, I mean, they don't have nobody is double digits ahead on goals that doesn't have assists, and these guys they push the ball around and they shoot very well.
Absolutely. One of the things that you've pointed out, and then in close is Kyle Hunter with the score. Just really just standing right there on the doorstep, making it easy with the bouncer through the 5-hole and score. But you were talking about this earlier with the deepness of that bench for the Bears and their ability to bring in multiple attackmen. I think that echoes into the point for Brian when he says that there are 9 different guys that have scored here, just how deep that bench is.
Well, yeah, and I mean, they got a ton of guys with different abilities and different talents. I mean, lacrosse is lacrosse, but I mean, you might be a better shooter than you are a pass. You might have better vision, but they have a lot of talent in that depth, in that suite of depth that they have in that squad, and it just pays dividends. And again, well deserved on that 6th rank nationally.
It's 6:44 here in the third. Bears up by 14. Heckma Harrison alongside Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford. Here at SMU on a cool Saturday morning. So far, everything going the way of Missouri State. Roadrunners trying to get something going on offense. 52 seconds on the shot clock. And it's a shot attempt and save by number 6, Thomas Wood. And how about that? Inside with the score. Roadrunners with the 4th score here, 5:59.
And that was a resulting breakdown of the clear. I mean, they had a clear. Collenberger gets the steal, goes down. The defense has already shifted up, and that's the confidence in their clear. And it was kind of their undoing on that shot with that quick attack.
Yeah, they left themselves kind of uncovered on the back end. Numbers were there for the Roadrunners and able to take advantage with another score. It's 17-4 here in the semifinal. Colton Daniel with the pass to number 24. Boy, how about that? Boy, that thing had some some mustard on it. Right?
That had some speed on it right there.
Noah Reff.
I'm just thankful it was going the other way.
Yeah, good thing there that our producer Gabe out there in the end zone saw that coming and got under the scoreboard now in the way of that shot.
He may not have seen it. I probably heard it before he saw it. That thing was coming in.
If Gabe got hit by that ball, that would have been a hair transplant waiting to happen for him.
Man,
that would have been a scalping.
Maybe a skull transplant. That has split him.
Roadrunners with the possession, 5:12 here in the third. Again, Game On Sports will be here for this LSA championship. Going on all weekend, today and tomorrow here at Southern Methodist University. And trying to work the clear are the road runners, and that was just a flip from behind. And I hadn't seen many clears be successful that way, but.
You got your back turned up field, and you got pressure on you. You're feeling the double, and you just want to get rid of it, and try to poke it in the middle of the field. And actually, they weren't far from getting that thing converted.
Colton Daniel with the pass to Derek Suter. Again, Suter in and around the crease. With that, able to save the possession. Colton Daniel in the middle of the field for the Bears. Again, right at around the crease, standing there is number 24, Noah Ref, with already 4 goals on the day.
Yeah, Ref had a clean shot, and fortunately the Roadrunner defense came in and applied some pressure and kind of pushed him up past his leverage point where he could have got that shot off.
An impressive defense right there in front of the Roadrunner net by their leading goal scorer, Ian Henke. He was the one able to shut that shot down by Noah Ref and scoot it outside of the crease to keep another tally off the board for the Missouri State Bears.
Ref again from behind the X. Pass out to Blake Donnelly. It's a possession without a shot attempt on goal for the Bears. Not used to saying that, right?
Very true. And UTSA, I mean, they're kind of feeling a little bit of confidence on the transition game. A little bit too late, and at this point, I think you're just trying to find success where you can find it.
Well, as we move into the final 3 minutes here of quarter number 3 at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Center, we're seeing different numbers out here for the Missouri State Bears, as it looks like they're trying to get their bench some deeper work here in the late stages of this game, even though they just surrendered a goal to UTSA, as these young men may be called upon later as the Bears move forward in the MCLA championships.
Yeah, as I say that Thomas Wood not having much work in the first half, finding himself being peppered with shots, and that's the 5th goal for the Roadrunners to score.
Yeah, Cannon Brackett picked up the ground ball, got loose, really was uncontested on a late slide from the Bears, and UTSA, I mean, they're making a late run here.
Able to come away with the faceoff are the Roadrunners.
Yeah, it looks like they have pulled most of their starters here in the late stages of quarter number 3, as the second and third teams are going to get some work from Missouri State to close out this semifinal contest here at SMU.
A lot of lacrosse going to be played here today. As I mentioned, please make sure to like and subscribe to Game On Sports. You are going to get your LSA fix on lacrosse today and tomorrow. So a ton of teams have converged here on the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex to play for the LSA championship.
And Heckman, that was a nice little work from Cannon Brackett, getting wide.
It sure was.
Yeah, I mean, he got his man off his hands, and just his momentum carried him a little bit wide on that shot. And Missouri State, even if it was on goal, I think it would have been stopped.
This is what you were talking about for the Roadrunners when we were talking about the perimeter defense, extending out a little bit more, as you see the Bears kind of showing them the way on what they've needed to do in this game. In close. And that's a shot attempt by number 24, Noah Ref. This guy is so aggressive.
Yeah, Ref just kind of carried that shot a little bit too far. He had his lane, but the UTSA goalie just, Martinez just kind of shut him down, forced him out wide, and just really didn't have much leverage on it.
Really impressed by the speed of Ref as well.
Oh no, that kid's solid. He doesn't miss leg day.
How about that for defending from Ian Hinkey? The real 91 for the Hinkey family.
Real 91.
Roadrunners setting up on offense. Christian Dang on the near side. Being harassed by number 39, Caleb Griffin. Hadn't got an opportunity to give a lot of love to the guys on defense for the Bears and been playing defense much. 19 seconds left here in the third. Working in close, and that's a shot behind the goal. I thought I saw the net move. I'm not going to yell out for a mom goal today,
No,
JD.
don't take the bait. Not in tournament.
Another shot attempt by Hankey. Goes over the top of the cage. Possession does stay with the Roadrunners. Back inside, and a score as equipment is flying, and that's another score for the Roadrunners with 2 seconds left here in the third.
Yeah, and I mean, they've been working that lane far. I mean, what you see is Dang going down past goal line extend. He's really not trying to do anything. He's trying to draw that defense down and try and draw that double where they can come back up top. They're having more luck on the far side, having that open up for them, where they got that shot just now, where really just had to create space and take the shot.
Taking the bait and finally finding something over on the left side, and just like that, the Roadrunners with 6 goals scored here in this contest, and that's the end of the third, bringing up the fourth here for Game On Sports. One more quarter left in this semifinal. Division II semifinal, as Heckma Harrison with Jim Dixon alongside Brian Shackelford, and they take a break for the end of the third. We'll be right back as play resumes for the beginning of the fourth.
We've done both, new and pre-owned. It's the same experience. It's everything's the same. They make it too easy to even think about going anywhere else.
Discover our wide variety of pre-owned vehicles at Sewell.com today.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Back in action here at Southern Methodist University for the beginning of the fourth quarter for the LSA semifinal. Heckma Harrison alongside Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford. And so far, it has been all Missouri State, but that third quarter, a little bit of momentum being stolen here by the Roadrunners.
That's for sure. I mean, UTSA kind of mounted a little bit of attack, and we may have a different story, as told in the fourth quarter if we'd have seen action like that in the first, and really just kind of them getting their sea legs and playing against the kind of the mishmash of chemistry that Missouri State's throwing out here late.
Missouri State taking all of the face-offs in that first half. And finally, the Roadrunners having some luck. Trying to work the clear as the Bears are still giving resistance. As you see the double team coming, no penalty called. Creating the turnover, and the Bears have numbers in close. And that's a shot attempt and save.
Yeah, Dylan Zahn trying the backward wrister there right at the foot of the goalkeeper, Ian Martinez. And Martinez unable to find the ball, but did get the stoppage of play by the officials. But Dylan's on there trying a little trickeration for the Bears.
Any shot will do.
We love it. Trickeration. I'm all about it, especially on a Saturday. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here, but still cool for an late April morning, afternoon. If you're getting brunch, breakfast, and tuning in, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to the LSA semifinal here on Game On Sports. We'll be here all weekend, so please make sure to like and subscribe to Game On Sports. Zach Logan working from behind the X for the Bears, getting the pass out to number 14, Carson Ebert. Suter, I tell you what, Derek Suter, he is deadly once he gets his feet set with that stick.
He popped it in, and that was left-handed. That thing had some velocity on it.
Second goal of the match now for Derek Suter, the 6'3", 175-pound midfielder, one of the few seniors on this Missouri State Bear squad as they look to punch that ticket to tomorrow morning's, or actually at high noon, tomorrow afternoon's Division II championship game.
It is going to be Championship Sunday here at SMU. And I believe that the Bears have punched their ticket. That's not premature, you think, JD?
No, I think you maybe be able to make that proclamation.
Okay.
As mayor of the Hilltop, I think you should make that proclamation.
Okay, I just, look, man, we thought that Mr. Isaac was going to be here. We were going to talk about his hat. We find out he's not going to be here tomorrow. Had to ask him what he has going on. So important that he's not here for Championship Sunday. .12:57 here in the fourth. Get the rear check. Boy, and how about that for the stick for Watless. Whew. Man, what a shot.
Well, and that's a Missouri State offense that you see. I mean, they create contact. They take that contact, go into space, either disseminate the ball or shoot. And they're either popping or pushing, and they are doing something every time. They're very active, and really the only downfall that we've seen from Missouri State is just sloppy play in the transition game. But you see these guys just kind of doing what they do.
Noah Ref able to take the face-off.
And Jacob Waddles with that goal does become the 10th different goal scorer this afternoon for the Missouri State Bears. So the offensive scoring being spread around quite a bit for Missouri State as they look forward to tomorrow afternoon's championship game in Division II.
Tyler Cole working on the far side for the Bears. Finally setting up their offense again at about 51 seconds on the shot clock. Bears don't take a lot of time to get their shot attempts and goals in.
No, not at all. And you saw Noah Ref on the face-off. He's commonly an attackman, and he went in there to take a face-off, and then reluctantly went out to reset the offense. So he may just ask for his attack job back because he doesn't come off the field.
He does not, and that's a pass across the field for the Roadrunners. Maybe with an opportunity on offense. .11:32 left in this contest. Bears 19, Roadrunners 6. Trying to get something going here on offense as they get the rotation. Ian Hinkie with the shot attempt that goes out of bounds. Possession stays with the Roadrunners. Christian Dang bringing the ball back in from the end line.
Nice scoop right there, sticking that, putting his stick out to make that interception. Tyler Cole, as that shot was headed into the net.
With that for a quick rear check, and still able to advance for the clear of the Bears. Bears just so slick offensively.
Yeah, I mean, once they, I think the whole thing is once they get around the net, they are very, very purposeful, and they know what they're doing. You don't see a lot of mistakes in that offensive zone.
That's Waddles with another shot attempt, but also a save by Ian Martinez.
You know, there was that perimeter defense that Missouri State's been. I mean, where they're doubling and tripling the ball, and you know these guys are sitting here. What are they? 13 up.
Yeah.
You know, they, that's something that just ingrained. They don't take it easy. They're not taking it easy in these possessions.
Yep. No days off, no possessions off. Still staying sharp are the Bears. That on the dodge, trying to work his way back inside. Whew. That's so pretty. JD, come on, give me the blow-by-blow on that. We had a perfect angle on that shot.
That was right out of our living room. That was awesome.
Oh,
that was
man.
Game brought to you by Game On Sports. But he cut that lane, goes into contact, creates a space, comes back out, and just shooting down our sight line over here on the sidelines, and you couldn't ask for anything better.
And Ian Martinez, you have to question whether he saw it come off of the head of his stick, because that thing whizzed by his right ear so fast.
Well, I think Martinez he kind of saw where the play was going. He set up and closed up that inside pipe, and they took a shot early and just right over that right ear.
Another possession for the Bears. 9:04. Here as the Bears are up by 14. We have action all day. Not wrapping up here at SMU. The sun, we've seen the sun go up and go down, JD. It'll spend the whole day with you, partner.
Peekaboo in the clouds.
Is that what it is?
It's what it is.
Bears again just so aggressive on offense. Seem like they always have a guy lurking in and around that crease. We talked about them, just how special they've been on this ground ball war. There's nothing 50-50 about it with these guys, man. Just see how aggressive they are in the way that they play.
If it's loose, they're gonna get their part of it.
8 minutes here left in this ball game.
In this possession here, I mean, this is a creative possession by UTSA by playing stalwart defense, shutting down the lanes and picking off passes. They've had a little bit of luck doing that today. The nice thing is you're picking up these passes clean, and you don't have to scrum around, to kind of resettle things off ground balls.
That was a shot attempt by the Roadrunners. An even better save by Thomas Wood. We've seen the Bears substitute their first and second string and still have success with their scores, with scoring on offense.
Well, UTSA equal to the challenge with Missouri State in that third quarter. It was a 4-4 tie in that particular 15-minute frame. But the Bears with the lone goal so far here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Brian, let me ask you. I mean, do you think we if that happened in the first period, there's a nice shot. But if that would have happened in the first period, would we be looking at a different game right now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, we come to this for 15 minutes in, tied at 4-4, and you're probably going to hear the Missouri State coaching staff getting quite animated with that squad, getting them fired up to get into this contest. But as it turned out, you know, Missouri State with 6 unanswered goals in the first quarter, and it's set the tone for the entire match here and as we approach the noon hour here at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Center.
And that was your ball game to me, Brian, just echoing what you just said. I mean, they got out to that 6-point goal and lead, and they did not look back. And it just seems like offensively with the crisp passing and also winning at the face-off, those early possessions, the Roadrunners just seem to be on their heels this entire first half, trying to steal a little bit of it back with that 4-4 split in the third. But, man, they haven't been able to make up much room.
No, it has been all Missouri State so far this afternoon, as they have shown that they are clearly the better team between the two. I mean, now give San Antonio, UT San Antonio props. You just don't walk into a Division II semifinal. I mean, they've had a great season and one playoff victory to punch their ticket here, but just a different class of lacrosse out of Missouri State that, from the looks of it, UTSA was not expecting, but a very valiant effort here by the Roadrunners with 5:30 left to play in the match.
Well, I think UTSA is kind of playing on a local or area level, and Missouri State's really focused on more of a national level. I mean, they would almost be pressured down here to be forced up to D1, where
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, we're in Missouri State, they want to be dominant at Division II before that conversation ever happens. I mean, they don't look at D2 and D1 the way it's looked at down here, primarily because the football focus and the schools that are participating in those levels.
Yeah, not a lot of separation. This Missouri State team is absolutely excellent. And to be in that D2, they are prime. You see that right there, the way that they set that score up. Alex Zoth, again, with a score here in the fourth, 4:35. But just two teams going in two different directions. One with a national goal and agenda, and like you said, one with maybe just a regional.
Right. Right, and I mean, I don't think there's no right or wrong either way. I mean, but you are going to have matchups like this, and you're going to have opportunities like this, and if you're not prepared, that things like this happen. But I mean, it doesn't make what UTSA has as far as the season goes any less successful.
Absolutely not, and definitely not wanting to allude to that in any way. It's just complete domination on one side by the Bears, and you can tell why this team is a nationally ranked team. As Foss with a shot attempt on goal with possession going to go to the Roadrunners. 4:15 left in this contest.
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Curran comes out of this, okay, it was a win, we advanced. I think he will look at from the standpoint of, okay, there's some turnovers. There were some things that we need to clean up. And they're going to, that's kind of their attitude, and that's kind of what's projected them to that next level where you can focus on a national level.
Absolutely. As play is resuming, bringing the ball inbounds is Luke Wardlow for the Roadrunners. 3:42 left. Another ground ball for the Bears, and clear. Bears with numbers.
I mean, Brian, you're an orange blood guy. You is a lot of that just kind of systemic from football in Texas. I mean, just the attitude of, okay, we need to be on this level. We won't focus small to be on a national level. We want to be on a big level. Is that kind of the culture?
Well, you look at it from that aspect, and as these teams grow in prominence and with what they're trying to do here in the Lone Star Alliance as part of the Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association, which is not NCAA-sponsored lacrosse. I mean, I had the privilege to be in Austin about 6 weeks ago to call an NCAA Division III match between Middlebury College and Union College, and that's the lowest level of NCAA sanctioned lacrosse, and that game moved at a speed and a fury and a pace that I have not seen in the Lone Star Alliance. But as far as there's a reason that these teams are not playing NCAA lacrosse. They're not there yet. But as far as what Texas teams want to do, they're going to want to advance as far as they can. I mean, you're talking about the Texas Longhorns, Texas A&M Aggies. I mean, schools 50,000 plus population. UTSA doesn't have quite that big a population, and their football team has been very good in Conference USA the last couple of years, winning 2 straight Conference USA titles. But the lacrosse team, as we can see here with the numbers, they're just still trying to grow that, and I think that that is a situation where it's just going to take some time for them to get to an elite level. And they've had success. Obviously, you just don't walk through the door and walk into, the Division II semifinal. You have to, earn your stripes to get here, and which is probably one of the reasons why they're not playing Division III right now, because they feel that they can compete on a Division II level. But you're just talking about a comparison here with a Missouri State Bears team that has aspirations beyond this weekend in Dallas, Texas. They're looking forward to the 16-team bracket that begins next weekend in Round Rock to win that MCLA national title.
Right, but I think a lot of it, in Heckma, you've played in the Big 12. I think culturally, culturally down here, it's just really kind of driven by football, and lacrosse is a great sport, but there's not the depth of feeders that they have, but culturally big is what they want.
No, I absolutely love the question and the conversation surrounding it, as Noah Ref scores again. I believe that's 5 for Ref, and that's complete domination. But I love this conversation because what it's saying is, in the state of Texas specifically, as you're asking that to Brian, this is a football-dominated state.
Oh, absolutely.
That the culture of lacrosse is absolutely growing in the state of Texas. As it grows, I think you start to then get those athletes that are going to the Syracuses and John Hopkins and, up east, where it's viewed as top-level lacrosse, guys actually being able to stay and be here in the state of Texas and still play high-level lacrosse. And so, I think as the sport grows, you start to see more guys in the level of lacrosse move up. UTSA and the Conference USA is not just very good, they're dominant. They are able to recruit and get guys to come in there and push their program forward. And you'll start to see that a little bit more and more, as we've seen it from Texas A&M. You're starting to see it from UT, TCU, who was the last year's LSA champion. So as the popularity grows in the state of Texas, I think you start to see the better athletes staying here in the state of Texas to play lacrosse.
Well, you're seeing that now. I mean, in the coverage that we've done, all 3 of us have done throughout the season in the Texas High School Lacrosse League, which is the main, lacrosse league for the state of Texas. For those of you watching from outside the state, you've seen how that has just grown and exploded over the last several years. And there are players in the Texas High School Lacrosse League that are getting looks from NCAA level schools. So it's not, so not only is lacrosse growing in Texas from that aspect, where the top 2% of the players in the state are actually getting looks from NCAA schools, but the men that are playing lacrosse, and the women too, because there is a women's division as well, but they are getting looks from these MCLA schools and saying, hey, come play at Missouri State, come play at Texas, come play at A&M. And that is only going to continue as the high school feeder programs grow and expand. And 10 years from now, it's going to be a very different look with these teams. These teams may not even be in the MCLA in 10 years. They may be playing Division III, Division II, or possibly even Division I lacrosse if they can continue to build these programs.
Missouri State advances to the Division II championship here at SMU. Tomorrow we will find out if they will be playing the Baylor Bears or Tulane, as they both get ready to face off here in about an hour. But so far, guys, I want to get your thoughts just on this contest and the way that it wrapped up here in favor of Missouri. And Brian, I'll start with you.
Well, I mean, Missouri State knew what they wanted to do. They had a game plan here this afternoon. They wanted to come out quick, fast, and as Jim had said in the open, an attacking team, strong. They wanted to establish their offensive dominance, and they did so, blanking the Roadrunners in the first quarter 6-0. And as you had said earlier in the broadcast, Heckma, they never looked back as they punched their ticket to the Division II championship game, which will be right here at SMU at high noon tomorrow afternoon on Game On Sports. And UTSA just looked like, they looked like they were ready, but not ready for Missouri State. It was one of those games where they thought that they had an idea of what the Bears would bring, but it was just a little bit too much for the Roadrunners here this morning at Crum Lacrosse and Sports Field.
Well, I think UTSA season's over, and that's kind of how it ends. It's a very abrupt stop.
Yes.
You're trucking along, planning, and a loss, and you're done. And UTSA has nothing to hang their head about. They've had a great season. They've strung together some wins. They obviously ran into an opponent that is on a secondary level to what they're used to. I think as they set their schedules moving on into 2024 and beyond, they'll sit and they'll go, okay, maybe this is a weekend we need to test ourselves. Maybe this is maybe we can grow to that. And it's good to have these views, down the road, looking through the windshield. Okay, this is where we want to be. How do we get there? And it helps you to play people like that. And Brian pointed out the third period was an even match. Take that as a win. Walk away from that. Take that as a win and go, okay, we have something to build on. And hats off to UTSA for having a great season, advancing to the tournament, running into, they had a strong showing in periods and spurts against a strong national 6th-ranked Division II team.
1 of 4 Lone Star Alliance semifinals in the books as we look forward to the second matchup here at SMU. And want to thank you all for tuning in for this first match as the Missouri State Bears run away with the score of 23-6 over UTSA here at Southern Methodist University. So for Jim Dixon and for Brian Shackelford, I'm Heckma Harrison. We'll be right back for the beginning of the Baylor-Tulane game. God bless.